Hello, myself Dr. Pratiksha Kokate, Professor and Head, Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji College, Akola. So, today we will see the topic anatomy of monocot stain. So, you all know monocot is the angiosperm plant. It comes under the angiosperm. The monocotyledonous plants, they are having their own characteristics of having the stem which is generally unbranched and it is thin in nature. So, we will study today the anatomy of monocot stem. Anatomy means nothing but the internal structure of the organ. So, we will see today the anatomy of monocot stem. So, the best example of the monocot stain is the maize. So, this is the figure which is showing the diagrammatic sketch of the monocot stain. So, when we see the anatomy of monocot stain, we will see that how it is divided into different parts. So, when we cut the transverse section of any monocot stem, its outline is circular, which is shown here in the figure, that is the diagrammatic figure which is seen here. So, that is circular in nature and it is divided broadly into the four parts, that is the outermost epidermis, second one is hypodermis, third one is the vascular bundles which are present in the ground tissue, that is the fourth tissue which is seen in the transverse section of the stem. The vascular bundles, they are further consist of the two vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. Now we will see in detail the each and every part of the monocot stem. The outermost region of the monocot stem is the epidermal region. So, this is the outermost layer which is the epidermal layer and it consists of the single layer, and this layer, this outermost layer consists of the cells which are somewhat elongated and thin walled, but in this case this epidermal layer is covered by the cuticle or the covering which is thick in nature. In few cases there may be presence of small openings. As the stem is herbaceous in nature, it is green in color, it shows the small openings over here which are called as the stomatas. Now this epidermal region is then further followed by the hypodermis. The next part of the stem is hypodermis. So we can see the hypodermis is always present just below the epidermal region or epidermis. This is a very narrow zone which is present here, and the cells which are present in the hypodermal region, they are sclerenchymatous in nature. So they are double walled, they are simple tissues, they are having the double walls, and the wall of the cell is thick. So such type of thick walled sclerenchymatous tissues, they are present in the hypodermal region. And their layers, they are generally 2 to 3 layers of the sclerenchymatous tissue is present. And then inside the sclerenchymatous tissue or the hypodermal region, the whole region is consisting of the ground tissue. This is the complete ground tissue. Now what this ground tissue consists of? The ground tissue consists of the parenchymatous cells. It consists of parenchymatous cells, and the nature of the parenchymatous cell is the simple tissue. These are all the simple tissues. The cells, they are consist of the round to oval in shape, and it also consists of the numerous intercellular spaces in it. Now, in case of the monocot, there is no uh, differentiation of the tissues, that is cortex, endodermis, pericycle. So, there is no differentiation. Clear differentiation is not seen in case of monocot regarding the cortical region, then endodermis, that is totally absent, and pericycle is also absent. So, the tissue which is undifferentiated one, the whole tissue is called as the central tissue, is called as the ground tissue, and which is having the characteristics to have the parenchymatous cells with the small intercellular spaces in it. So, the next we will see the vascular tissues. The vascular tissue or the vascular bundles that is present here. So, this is a very clear cut cellular figure which shows you each and every tissue here. So, we will again revise. So, this is the cellular in which the cellular details are given. So, you can see the outermost layer is the epidermis, having the barrel shaped cells, elongated barrel shaped cells, and it is single layered. Then it is covered by the covering which is known as the cuticle. In this case it is thick one. Then it is followed by, next to the epidermis is hypodermal region, that is hypodermis, which consists of the sclerenchymatous cells which are seen here in a brown color. And then after the hypodermal region there is the starting of the ground tissue. So, the green colored portion is totally seen here is the ground tissue, and this ground tissue you all know, just now I have explained you, it consists of the parenchymatous cells. You can see they are oval in shape with the intercellular spaces present in it. So, this complete tissue which is seen in green color, this is the ground tissue, which is the important characteristic of this monocot stem. Then the next part is the vascular tissues, or we can call it as a as they are present in a bundle, single bundle, we call that vascular tissues as the vascular bundles. Now, what the vascular bundles consist of? They consist of the xylem and phloem tissue. Now, how is the nature of the vascular bundles? You can see here the vascular bundles, they are collateral and closed. How is the type of the vascular bundle? You can see here they are collateral in nature and they are closed. What is the meaning of closed tissue? Closed means in this case the cambium is absent. So, we call the vascular bundle as closed type. So, these are the collateral, conjoint and closed type of vascular bundles which are present in case of the monocot stem. And the important characteristic here is the presence of the vascular bundles in a scattered form. They are never present in a ring, or they are not present in an organized form, but they are scattered in the ground tissue. So, the vascular bundles, they are conjoint, collateral and closed type. Cambium is absent and they are present in the scattered form. Now, you can see the numerous vascular bundles, they lie towards the periphery than the center. The next important thing is the peripheral vascular bundles, they are smaller in size. You can see these are the smaller in size as compared to the central vascular bundles. So, these are the central vascular bundles, and each vascular bundle you can see here is having the sclerenchyma, sclerenchymatous tissue. The purple colored tissue which is seen is the sclerenchyma tissue, which is nothing but the sheath present on the upper as well as the lower surface of the lower side of the vascular bundles. So, vascular bundles mainly consist of the xylem and phloem, and those are the vascular tissues that we will see in the detail. But the important thing what we have to learn from this figure is that the vascular bundles, they are present in a scattered form. They are collateral, conjoint and closed type, and the peripheral vascular bundles, they are more in number as compared to the central vascular bundle. Then the size of the peripheral vascular bundles, that is vascular bundles present towards the periphery, they are smaller in size as compared to the vascular bundles which are present in the center. And next important thing is presence of the sclerenchymatous patches on the upper and lower side of each vascular bundle. Now next point, what the xylem of the vascular bundle? This is the single vascular bundle. I have shown here the picture of single vascular bundle. What the xylem consists of? Now xylem consists of the xylem vessels, then xylem parenchyma. The xylem vessels, they are again divided into the metaxylem, two elements of the metaxylem, and the two smaller vessels are present which constitutes the protoxylem. Now the two bigger vessels, they are present laterally, constitutes the metaxylem. These are the bigger one which are called as the metaxylem, and they are present in a Y shape. You can see they are present here. The xylem elements, they are present in a Y-shaped structure. Then thin-walled wood parenchyma is also present, that is also called as the xylem parenchyma. Then the presence of the lysigenous cavity or the water containing cavity is prominently seen here just below the protoxylem element. Now how this water cavity or the water lysigenous cavity is formed, that is considered as it is due to the disorganization of the protoxylem elements. Now next is the phloem tissue, that is phloem vascular tissues. You can see in this figure the green colored portion, that is the dark green color portion, is the phloem tissue. You can see this is the phloem tissue. Phloem consists of the two parts, that is the sieve tubes and companion cells. Companion cells and sieve tubes, they are the prominent structures which is comprising the phloem vascular tissue, which is seen here in a green colored portion, and this is the xylem tissue. The figure of the vascular bundle, you can see xylem is consisting of the metaxylem element, protoxylem element and wood parenchyma. And here in the below the protoxylem element, there is a presence of a big cavity which is called as the lysigenous cavity. So this is the important characteristics of the vascular bundles which is seen in case of the monocot stem. Now what is the difference between the dicot stem and monocot stem? We have to see here the characteristic. You all know now the monocot stem, it consists of the hypodermis which is sclerenchymatous, while in dicot it is cholenchymatous. In case of the monocot stem, cortical region is not well differentiated into cortex, then endodermis and pericycle. Cortex is having the parenchymatous cells, and which is few layered in case of the dicot stem, while in monocot it is more layered and not well differentiated. In case of the dicot, endodermis is present and it is a wavy layer which is totally absent in case of the monocot stem. The pericycle is one of the important zone which is present in the dicot stem, consisting of the parenchyma and sclerenchyma in patches, which is totally absent in the monocot stem. The medullary rays, they are present in the form of strips of the parenchyma cells in the vascular bundle in case of the dicot stem, which is totally absent in the monocot stem. Pith is the central cylinder seen prominently in the dicot stem, but it is absent in the monocot stem. Now regarding the vascular bundle, when we have to see the dicot stem, the vascular bundles, they are collateral and open, while in the monocot, the vascular bundles, they are collateral and closed. In dicot stem, the vascular bundles, they are arranged in a single ring, while in monocot stem they are present in a scattered form. The vascular bundles in dicot stem, they are uniform in size, their size is same throughout the ring, while in case of the monocot you have seen just now, the vascular bundles in the center they are larger, while towards the periphery they are smaller in size. Now the vascular bundle consists of the vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem. In case of the dicot stem, the phloem parenchyma is present, which is totally absent in the phloem of monocot stem. The bundle sheath is absent in the dicot stem, while it is present and prominently seen in the monocot stem, and the bundle sheath in the monocot stem you have seen, it consists of the sclerenchymatous tissue, which is present on the upper and lower side of the vascular bundles. So with this we have